but you can't now under the system. Adobe is a good example of this, a software company.
Right. Yeah.
Back in the day when you used to get Photoshop on your computer, you would buy the software package
Yep.
and you would download it and you would own that software package. As long as you had your serial key and as long as you had your software disk or saved it somewhere else, you can install that version of Photoshop on as many computers as you wanted.
Yeah.
In perpetuity. That was because you bought it, you own it.
I still have a very old version of Photoshop because of that.
I do too. My wife downloaded one when we were in college 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like CS6. And
I think 6 is the one I have too.
And if I were to get it out of my external hard drive and pop it in, I could probably do it. Adobe recently, now this isn't in the book, but this is very telling because it adds more evidence to Varoufakis' thesis that Adobe is going to start going after people for doing that. That if you start to download it, and if you've downloaded an old version of Photoshop and you install it on a computer, they are going to try to go after that as a form of piracy. Now, it's not a form of piracy because you bought it.
Right.
But that's the thing, is that in capitalism, the way it works is if you bought something, it's yours. You owned it. Right. So like if you buy a water bottle, you buy the water bottle, it's yours. If you buy, tube of lotion or pens or whatever, I'm just naming things on my table here. But like,
but soon it'll be rents for all of it.
Rents for all of them.
Your pen won't work if you don't pay your fee.
Exactly. And so your pen won't work if you don't pay a fee, if you don't. If you want to have your ass a little warm in the morning in your BMW, you have to pay an extra fee to do that instead of it just being something you buy. So we're living in a world where that's the case. One thing you're seeing a lot, and it's something my wife and I are big about, is the resurgence of physical media. So people are realizing that streamers suck. It's basically reinventing cable, but it's worse because it's more expensive. And you, in some respects, get less for it than you did when you had cable. And people are going back and they're buying DVDs or they're buying Blu-rays, they're buying 4Ks, they're even buying VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And people are just going back and just being like, fuck this streaming shit. I'm just going to buy the physical media and then cut the cord.